Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Well, you want to guess what today's project is? We're standing on the septic. Oh, crap, I forgot. You got titles. Sorry. Anyhow, today, as the title dictates, as usual, we're starting a bee yard. The neighbor is nice enough to assist us with some bees. He's getting ready to split a hive, and we have no bee yard set up yet. So we're going to be setting one up. With that, we're going to be setting it up in this area. To give you a reference point, there's our house and the lower garden. And here we are up on the septic field. We're going to be putting it in this back corner because it's shaded during 90% of the day, but during the summer, during the winter, excuse me, it still gets some sunlight. We're doing it up here because 1, it's out of the way, 2, it's shaded, which is important during the summer in this area, and 3, it's sheltered. We're getting a light breeze right now through here, but it's not horrendously bad. It is a cool day though, and we're not going to have to worry about getting plastered with other stuff. So we have one slight issue we got to take care of first. If you notice here, there's this black oak tree. The top fell out of it during a hurricane last year. I want to take that tree down now before we get bees here. So yeah, it's going to be interesting too, because I'm pretty sure when I drop it, that fork right there is going to land right around this beech tree right here. Beech tree, gumball, maple. I don't know what that is, but it's some kind of a weed that needs to go away anyways. So we're going to drop this down because this is outside our bee yard, but we don't want to run the risk of in the future we got to take the tree down and move the bee yard. That just becomes a hassle. Kind of like my talking. So let me go grab the chainsaw. She twisted. When she twisted, she locked the chainsaw in. Well, to a certain extent. She's still settling. Keep coming, baby. Just so you know, I cut everything at 9 feet 6 inches. The reason I do that is because my mill can cut a maximum length log of 9 foot 6 inches. Not all of this is going to the mill. Some of this is going to be turned into firewood. Probably a majority of this will be firewood. But it makes it easier to stack if it's all the same length. So let me go ahead and get all this cleaned up. And I guess we'll be back once I get it cleaned up for the next step. I also got some more logs down back I need to get out of the way too. Continued digging out the hole, and I brought some of this sand clay mix up. I say sand clay mix because I let it dry for a couple days. You can see it breaks down, but it's still hard. It doesn't stick together very good, which is fine. I want to try to keep the weeds at a minimum in here and still have some good runoff as far as the water goes. So what we're going to start with is naturally the tractor. Since it's been a couple days, we're going to try to loosen this up a little, and more specifically, we're going to back drag it. All right, had to follow up. I needed to get an idea of spacing between hives. Even though we're only doing one hive right now, I needed to find out if we need to split or if we get another hive, because it's been my experience on the homestead, once we get something, we end up getting more of it than we really know what to do with at any given time. So I'm trying to make a big enough space so that if I have to come back in here, it's just drop something down and we're ready to go. So from what I've gathered, spacing isn't as important. Some people stack them. We're gonna give a little space. We're gonna give about 2 feet between the hives. I say about 2 feet because I'm basically gonna drop a block down, set up another pad right beside that one, and that's the way we'll go as we progress down, depending on how many hives we have. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now then, basic tools: we got a level, a mallet, a little trowel, and a rake. We're going to start with getting the blocks down. We have some 12 by 12 patio pavers that we're going to use for a base. There's going to be 4 per hive. And obviously it's dirty. We didn't pay for these. They were leftovers at my sister's place that we salvaged. We're going to use 4 per hive because according to my dimensions, the hive base is, I think it was 13 inches by 21 inches. So we'll be a little bit wider than we are long, but we won't have our hive bases sitting on dirt where termites and other insects can get into it. Then we'll get into what we're going to do for fencing, because we live in bear country. I'm not going to make a huge area when I don't even know how we're going to do as far as bees go. It can be difficult at times from the research I've done. Now, as far as fencing goes, we're going to be using these straight fiberglass rods. I do have some of these that have the ends on them already, but my concern right now is the spacing. So the spacing between these is basically 1 foot. I want to have a much closer spacing than that. I want no more than probably 5 inches, because this space here is enough for a bear to get in. Once its eyes get past this point, it gets zapped. It's going to try to push through everything, and it's going to do more damage than good. If I close it down to 5 inches, he gets in there, it's going to hit his nose at some point. It's going to light him up, or her. We're going to be gender neutral on this one. So I'm not using those. I'm using these, and I have these little wire holder things. So they basically slip on, and then you screw on the back and you tighten it down. So you can set them at whatever height you want, and then just lock them in, and they're not going to move. Before we do this though, we got to pound these in. And if you don't know, on fiberglass rods you don't want to use a metal hammer. If you use a metal like claw hammer or sledge, you're going to chip the ends of it, and it's going to shatter the rod. So we're going to be using a rubber mallet. As far as spacing goes, we're going to use our best judgment. We know we got to have corners, so I'm going to pull off, I'm thinking 3 feet on either side of where the hive bases are, and go from there. Alright, I think I've got a plan. These don't work good around corners, so we're going to go ahead and pound in some T-posts. We have a few of them around here, but that's going to be tomorrow because, well, I gotta go get more stuff before I can do that. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and pull the two end ones. I'm just going to leave the wire in place because we're going to adjust it accordingly. Oh, and while I'm thinking of it, I've never done electric fences before, so this is real life. I'm not gonna, pardon my wording, BS you. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. If I was an expert, I probably wouldn't be on YouTube. This is just some dumb schmuck figuring stuff out. Because guess what? When you stop learning, stop being open-minded. Alright, I'll be honest. I don't remember where I was. I just know I got frustrated and had to come up with a different plan. I've come up with a different plan, but that's not going to be in this video. That will be the next video in this series. We're going to finalize this. The reason why is because, well, we got a new tool in. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but it's going to help with setting up the bee yard. Actually, yeah, I will give you a clue. We have something to help us drive the posts in a little easier that we're going to use in the corners. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And, well, subscribing would help, and turn on the notifications while you're at it, that little bell icon. That way, when we post the new video of what we got, you can see what the new toy is. I mean, tool. Bye!